Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm your host and strategic guide from Live Shuffle, and today we're diving into exactly how you can transform your chaotic business data into a highly scalable, automated system. If you've been feeling like your company's growth is literally being strangled by its own internal processes, well, you're in the right place. In this explainer, we're breaking down the blueprint for building a robust customer relationship management foundation, and we're drawing directly from industry implementation guides and modern open source platform documentation. So let's start by just addressing the pain you might be feeling right now. Are your teams, scattered spreadsheets, disjointed messengers, and unscalable processes actively blocking your company's growth? I mean, think about the last time a really crucial client detail was lost simply because it was buried somewhere in a Slack thread instead of a central database. According to our sources, when managers just don't have the time to process requests, when customer histories are lost or duplicated across a dozen different notebooks, and when there's zero transparent analytics to tell you where your business is actually losing money, well, you've officially outgrown your current setup. The business simply starts to fall apart under its own weight. Fixing this chaos absolutely requires a mindset shift. As highlighted in our source material from Avada CRM, you've really got to move away from the idea of just buying software. Instead, you need to view this as making the best possible investment in the intellectual foundation of your business. A proper CRM isn't just a line item expense on your P&L, it's a tangible asset that increases the enterprise value of your company. It uses data to achieve strategic goals, streamline your customer service, and drastically reduce the impact of human error. Think of it as a fundamental architectural upgrade. Here is our agenda for this explainer. We'll start at the CRM crossroads, compare open source and proprietary platforms, look at the modular power of 20, build your implementation team, and finally, go through the stages of CRM implementation. Okay, let's dive into Section 1, the CRM crossroads. So what actually happens when an organization operates without a centralized brain? Well, when managers are overwhelmed by unorganized client histories, the immediate result is an unmanageable workload. The queue of requests just grows, and your level of service completely plummets. But the deeper, honestly more dangerous issue is the lack of transparent analytics. You are essentially flying blind. Think about it. If you spend 10 grand on marketing, but you can't trace a closed deal back to its original lead source, your budget is just being wasted. Without a centralized system, you have no idea which channel brings in leads or which manager is actually efficient. You lose control and management decisions become dangerously intuitive rather than strategic. A CRM fixes this by structuring your processes and giving you real-time reports so you can grow sustainably. Moving right along to Section 2, open source versus proprietary architecture. Before you start building a solution, you have to choose the right foundational architecture. This is a massive fork in the road. On one hand, you have traditional, ready-made, or boxed CRMs. Choosing one of these is kind of like renting a rigid, pre-furnished apartment. It's great if you're a very small startup needing to deploy a basic system by tomorrow morning. They offer a quick start, sure, but you're quickly hit with limited customization, and they operate on a SaaS model. That means regular, ongoing subscription payments for every single user, which leads to strict vendor lock-in. On the flip side, we have open source and self-hosted systems. You want to choose this path if your business is scaling and your unique internal processes are your actual competitive advantage. This is like owning the land. You get full data ownership because it sits on your own infrastructure. There are no ongoing per-user subscription fees, and it's highly flexible, adapting perfectly to your specific needs. And that sets us up perfectly for Section 3, the modular power of 20. We're looking specifically at the documentation for an open-source CRM called 20. 20 is built on the philosophy that a CRM should be a platform you can build on, not just some product you configure. Unlike traditional CRMs that basically force your sales team to adapt to their rigid software, 20 lets you mold the software around your exact sales process. You define the precise data structure you need with custom data models. You can build code-free workflows triggered by incoming webhooks, which are essentially automated digital messengers letting your different apps talk to each other instantly. It even supports autonomous AI agents. Think of these guys as tireless digital assistants working 24/7 inside your database to answer questions or enrich records based on your specific rules. It's a total game changer. Now, the concept of true no lock-in is absolutely vital here. 20 features an open source core that you can self-host using simple commands, and this really protects your bottom line. Traditional CRMs often trap businesses by aggressively raising per-user seat prices once the business is just too deeply integrated to leave. By self-hosting, you aren't forced to rely on expensive plugins, rising license costs, or vendor dictates. You can export your data anytime. Your intellectual property, your customer databases, and your internal analytics remain entirely yours, hosted on your terms. Let's move to Section 4, Building Your Implementation Team. Because look, choosing the software is only step one. Executing this transformation in your company requires human capital. A successful CRM rollout isn't just an IT chore, it's a comprehensive change management exercise. You need a specialized team in place before writing a single line of code. It starts with business analysts who audit your workflows to find out exactly what's broken. Project managers keep everything on track. Developers handle the deep architecture and integrations, while testers make sure there are zero bugs before you go live. And don't forget your trainers. They are absolutely vital to educate your team and overcome that natural resistance to new software. Finally, tech support is there to ensure long-term stability once the system is actually running. Finally, we reach Section 5, Stages of CRM Implementation. This is the tangible blueprint, what actually needs to be done chronologically to get this thing up and running. Well, phase 1 is the setup. This begins with an in-depth analysis and audit of your operations to define very clear goals. Next is customization, where you adapt the interface and set up user access. Step 3 is integration. Using APIs, which you can think of as digital bridges between your different programs, you synchronize the CRM with your existing tools. Step 4 is data transfer, and I can't stress this enough. This is highly critical. If you just dump messy spreadsheets into a new system, you're just going to have an expensive, messy system. You must carefully import your customer history, clean out duplicates, and structure it so only pristine data enters. Honestly, this is where rushed implementations usually fail. Once setup is done, we enter phase 2, the launch. And no, you don't just flip a switch. First, you have to conduct rigorous functional and load testing for security and performance. Then comes employee training. Our sources note that employee resistance is a major risk factor here. If your staff doesn't see the benefit, the CRM will fail. You have to show them how this actually saves them time and boosts their commissions, rather than just feeling like a tracking tool for management. Make it an ongoing process, not a one-time seminar. And lastly, ongoing support ensures continuous refinement as your company expands. So I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder as a business owner looking at the road ahead. Is your current software just a temporary band-aid for today's chaos? Or are you truly ready to invest the time and team resources into a scalable, open foundation built for tomorrow's growth? A properly implemented CRM isn't just a tool, it's the very architectural blueprint of your company's future. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. And from all of us here at Live Shuffle, we hope this blueprint helps you build a much stronger foundation.